Hello bibliophiles and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tanvi Dikshit and I'm back with another book review. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing one of my most recent self-help reads, The Mountain Is You by Brianna Wiest. The greatest act of self-love is to no longer accept a life you're unhappy with. As the tagline of the book suggests, this book talks about self-sabotage and how you can transform self-sabotage into self-mastery. It delves deep into why we self-sabotage, how we do it, when we do it. It teaches you to recognize patterns of self-sabotage in your own life and also teaches you strategies which you can actually use to overcome self-sabotage. The book is about 239 pages long and it's actually a fairly easy read. You can go through it in a couple of days, maybe just over a weekend if you have some time. The book is divided into a total of 7 chapters. I'm going to quickly go through the chapter headings and tell you guys what these chapters are. The first chapter is The Mountain Is You. Chapter number 2 is There's No Such Thing as Self-Sabotage. This is the chapter that actually tells you a lot about what actually self-sabotage is. Chapter number 3 is Your Triggers Are the Guides to Your Freedom. Now, this chapter talks about all of your triggers like guilt, sadness, embarrassment, anger, all of your negative emotions like jealousy and regret and guilt. Chapter number 4 is Building Emotional Intelligence. This chapter talks about the importance of emotional intelligence and how you can go around building it for yourself. Chapter number 5 is Releasing the Past. This talks about letting go of past emotions, of resentment, of guilt, all of that. Chapter number 6 is Building a New Future. And finally, chapter number 7 is From Self-Sabotage to Self-Mastery. Now, let me tell you a little brief about the author. This book is written by Brianna Wiest. She was born in the year 1992 and she's actually a very, very popular non-fiction author. She's already released quite a few titles. A couple of her really popular titles are 101 Essays That Will Change the Way You Think and This Is How You Heal. This is actually first of her works that I've read and I was honestly quite impressed with it. The language is very easy. The book just flows. My favorite part is the chapters are subdivided into smaller subdivisions, which actually makes it very easy for you to refer back to the book if you ever pick it up again in the future. You can also compartmentalize the information nicely because it's given to you in these like bite-sized units. It's been a while since I last read a self-help book, so when I picked this one up, I wasn't really sure if I was going to enjoy it, but I was pleasantly surprised. I had so many aha moments where I realized, oh my god, this is exactly what I do in my daily life. Things felt so relatable. I had so many epiphanies. The book is just extremely relatable and that's a huge, huge win for me. Now let's take a look at the primary themes that are mentioned in the book. As the name suggests, the book is all about self-sabotage. Now, what exactly do you mean by self-sabotage? Self-sabotage is when you yourself stop, limit, or obstruct yourself from achieving success, from finding love, from experiencing happiness, and so on. Funnily, if you take a look at the word sabotage by itself, its dictionary meaning is deliberately obstructing, destroying, or damaging something. When you think of sabotage externally, you think of political sabotage or military sabotage, things like that, right? Rarely do we stop and take a look at this internal sabotage that goes on a subconscious or psychological level. But that's exactly what this book addresses. Self-sabotage is all internal, right? I mean, you could be living an apparently completely problem-free, easy life, but you could be creating a lot of internal beliefs that would be limiting you from achieving success. The mountain that is mentioned in the title of the book is not really the mountain that you think of. When you think of mountains in your life, you think of these insurmountable challenges, these difficult life-altering situations that life throws at you. But more often than not, those situations you are well equipped to navigate. It's your internal fears, insecurities, guilt, regret, all of these emotions that you sort of grew up with. The limiting beliefs that you sort of grew up with are actually the mountains that you need to overcome, that you need to summit. Coming to my personal opinion on this book, I honestly really, really enjoyed the book. And more than enjoyed, I think I took away so much from this book. I recognized so many behavioral patterns that I was following for years and I didn't even realize realize it because I had internalized them so much. I became a lot more aware of my thought patterns. I have started making changes already in my life to take myself away from these limiting beliefs, and I think that's a wonderful achievement if a book can do that to you. The biggest pro of this book is that it is extremely relatable. She quotes so many examples from daily life. I'm going to share a few examples with you, some from the book and some from my personal life as well. Let's start off this one example that she mentions over and over again in the book, and it's our association with money. Now, a lot of us grow up with this belief that if somebody is extremely rich, if somebody has a lot of money, they are a terrible human being. I don't know what is it about our societal conditioning, but you always feel like if somebody has too much money, they've either achieved it through devious means, they're a horrible person, they're a bad person, all of those things. And what happens is that because of this belief, you push away abundance because you think, oh, if I have to be a good person, I cannot have too much money. But as we all know, that's absolutely wrong, right? There is no relationship between how much money you have and what kind of a person you are. You might be a really rich person and be an amazing human being at the same time, as we see so many rich people do so much philanthropical work, but you could be a poor person and a terrible human being at that. So there is literally no relationship between this, but so many of us live with this societal conditioning and push away abundance because of that. Another small personal example, I recently shifted houses, and when I was unpacking my boxes, I had a really close friend who was helping me out. So she was unpacking my clothes boxes, and she just stopped for a minute and she's like, Tanvi, can I ask you something? I said, what? She said, you have so many beautiful outfits, you have accessories, all of these beautiful things that you own. But all I ever see you wear when we are going out is 2 pairs of parachute pants and t-shirts. Why is that? And at that moment, I didn't really have an answer. I sort of laughed it off. But later on, when I read this book, one day I was just sitting with my thoughts and I hit a realization. This is my own self-sabotaging behavior. I feel this inherent need to sort of play small and not be the center of attention. For example, if I'm going for any group hangout, I feel like I should not dress in a way or wear makeup or whatever that grabs too much attention. I don't want to be the center of attention. I don't want to stand out in a group setup. I always want to play small, and that's why I dress in that particular way. But it's so messed up because to achieve anything in life, the one thing you need to do is stand out and not blend in. But maybe I have been subconsciously trying to blend in for so many years of my life, and maybe I have unconsciously sabotaged my own career achievements because of that. Another small example, I was in a therapy session the other day and I was talking to my therapist about this exciting travel that was coming up, and I said, you know what, like, I don't want to get too excited about it. And she said, why not? And she asked me to dig deep into that statement that I said. She's like, why don't you want to get too excited about something that is inherently exciting? And I realized so many of us grow up with this belief that, oh, let me not get too excited about something because it will go wrong, or let me not talk too much about this particular thing because what if I jinx it or whatever. But what are these? These beliefs are just stupid, right? Nothing like that is really going to happen. There's no relationship between you getting excited about a certain thing and whether that thing pans out or not. But we restrict ourselves from feeling excitement, from feeling happiness, from feeling so many positive emotions because of underlying negative conditioned beliefs that we grew up with. So yeah, in the course of reading this book, you will become aware of these behavioral patterns that you have been following for years. Okay, you leave a comment, let me know what behavioral pattern you discovered while reading this book, because mine were absolutely mind blowing. Like, I was shocked at understanding that, oh, I really behave this way. So this book also, not only does this book help you recognize these patterns, in the last few chapters, this book actually teaches you how you can let go of your past negative emotions like regret or guilt or fears, insecurities, and how you can actually take charge, take control of your own life. Coming to my final verdict on this book, I give this book a 7 on 10. I think it's a great read for people in their 20s, 30s, 40s. If you're struggling with achieving certain career goals, if you're struggling with finding love, or I think for all of us millennials who are in general struggling to be simply happy, content, and peaceful with our lives. This is also a great book to gift your colleagues or friends. I feel like it'll add something to their life. If you are somebody who enjoys reading self-help or self-improvement books, if you have enjoyed books like The Power of Your Subconscious Mind or Atomic Habits, then I guarantee you will definitely enjoy this book. So all in all, if you're looking for a great self-improvement book that will add some value to your life, definitely go for this one. So that was the review, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. This is me, Tanvi Dikshit, signing off for now. I will be back with the next book review, so please do come back for it. And if you want to get notified when that video releases, please hit the subscribe button. I will see you in the next one. Happy reading.